Hi HGTV, welcome to my home. Come on in. I'm Blake Gifford, the creator of Sign Blake, and you're in my home here in Chicago. So I'm originally from Macon, Georgia, and I moved to Chicago about 10 years ago. I started out as an IP attorney, but I've been working as a content creator for pretty much the whole time that I've been here in Chicago. I would say I've always been a creative. I was the kid in school who won like coloring contests in school. I see the world in pictures, and so I think I've always kind of been a creative and a designer at heart. My overall design aesthetic is that I just really wanted a home that reflects who I am as a person. I love bold, luxury, moody designs. I love to use colors that maybe most people wouldn't gravitate towards, but they really just make me feel comfortable and cozy and really enveloped in the room, and just a bit of a retreat from the rest of the world. So come on, I'm gonna show you the first room, which is my living room. So this is my living room. It's the first space you see when you come in. I really wanted it to be a place where you could come in and kind of stop, take in the day. You'll notice that there's no TV in here. I really wanted it to be about engaging in conversation and getting to know friends and family, and just having a place to kind of debrief for the day. You'll see this color a lot throughout my home. It is absolutely my favorite color. It's gonna pop up a lot of places. So this couch is one of my favorite things. The artwork in here is also, I'm gonna say that a lot, but my favorite thing. This is my absolute favorite piece in my home. You'll notice, again, lots of texture, and it really just draws you in. You wanna know, like, who is that person? What is this about? Texture is actually something that comes up a lot in my space. I love things that make you feel like you want to engage with it and touch it, or get a sense of what it might feel like if you're not in my space. I love the movement. I love just the layering that texture adds. And even in my clothing, I think it invites conversation. It makes people want to get to know me, and I like that. All right, so now let's talk about these chairs. These are kind of my internet claim to fame. We sell these chairs out every single time I post them. I love the pattern of them and the fact that they kind of look like they have texture even though they don't. They're smooth, but they still make you want to touch them. And I like that about them. I'm obsessed with them. And then over here we have these ottomans, which, believe it or not, are a DIY project. I found these ottomans for free on Facebook Marketplace, found these great little rugs from Home Goods, and used them to kind of reupholster the ottomans. One of the things I really like to incorporate into my space is making sure that it's pet friendly. I do have a dog. He's a 9-year-old German Shepherd mix, and he loves to come into this space and kind of rub himself against things because I guess they feel good to him, and I like that for him. So he comes in, he likes to rub against things, and I'm not worried about whether or not it's gonna get ruined because he wants to interact with it. So the story on this fireplace is actually quite interesting. It had never been used by the previous owner, but I figured if it's gonna be a focal point in this space, it should probably work. And so I went to YouTube, I figured out how to fix it, I replaced all of the parts, I made it voice activated, and now it 100% functions, even though it had not for many, many years. Home, fireplace on. Don't you just love that? It's so great. I love that I was able to get that working. It's such a great feature to have, especially during the Chicago winters that can get a little harsh, but it adds some warmth to the room, both literally and figuratively. So I really love that I was able to make that work. So home, fireplace off. So now I'm gonna take you over to my wine cellar, which is very much still a work in progress, but I'm very proud of it. I wanted this space to kind of reflect my travels and my nights with friends. So when they come over, they tend to bring a bottle of wine, and I try to bring home a bottle when I'm traveling. So it's a growing collection. This space I actually built out that used to be a coat closet, and I turned it into this space that just feels more of a feature in the home than a closet that I probably was just gonna toss a bunch of junk in. So let me show you a really special bottle that I have in here. This one is from a trip that I took to Sydney, Australia with my best friend. We went to visit a vineyard and I brought this one back with me. It's been in my collection for a few years now. I'm not sure exactly when I'll crack it open, but this is one of my favorites. Again, I love to bring bottles home from travel, and my trip to Australia was just so amazing, and this is sort of my memento from that time. So let's go on upstairs. So when you come up my stairs, I've got this collection of really meaningful photos for me. I'll take you through a few of them. One of them, this one here, is my very first fashion week. And then this one here is probably the most meaningful. It's actually the home that I grew up in. I grew up in foster care in Macon, Georgia, and this was my childhood home all through high school, and I lived here up until I left for college. Growing up in foster care definitely still plays a huge role in me and who I am and how I see the world today. I definitely try to stay active in advocating for foster care, children still experiencing foster care and transitioning and moving through that system. One of the things that I'm really passionate about, and I've been working with both brands and organizations here in Chicago, is making sure that children have luggage when they move from foster home to foster home. I was a child who I moved in trash bags, and I think that that's, something that really robs you of your dignity. So yeah, I just want to stay active in being a small part of what change I can be. Now that I've shown you some of my personal photos, let me show you my bedroom. So this is my bedroom. One of the things I love the most in here is the color. This was a labor of love. I searched high and low for this color. I tried lots and lots of samples before I landed on this brown, plum, mauve color. I am obsessed with it. I think it really, really sucks you in and makes you feel like a warm hug. It's the perfect place to relax and end my day every day. I always remind people that the only thing that can create light is light, right? So a paint color isn't gonna make a room darker or lighter. What it does is it changes the mood, right? And so a dark color creates a calming vibe that you really want in your bedroom. When you're tuning out the rest of the world, you can put the screens away, you can kind of snuggle in for the night. And I think that a color that, really, really brings in that calm is important. And so in this space, again, you're gonna see some jewelry here. I've got these great sconces that kind of flank each side of the bed. And then we've got this chandelier here. I wanted, again, to have some jewelry and a little bit of drama. The bed is dramatic, so we didn't have to go super over the top with the jewelry in here, but still just something to give your eyes a little bit of fun and something to play with. So this is my closet. It used to be a bedroom that I turned into my dream closet. It's where I get ready every morning and get to live out my childhood Barbie dreams. And I actually love this space. Everything in here is custom. I'm kind of obsessed with it. So the wallpaper is actually a DIY. I installed it myself. Small spaces are a great place to have some fun and really just punch up the design elements, and obviously paint the ceiling to match. We've got a really fun medallion and then great jewelry. So for me, clothes and fashion are a little bit like armor. It's kind of how you project what you want into the world. Some days you're not feeling that great. You maybe not feeling your prettiest or your perkiest, but you can put something on that really exudes confidence, and you can kind of fake it till you make it. So I love that about fashion. It really allows you to be who you want to be in the moment, and just having a space where I can decide what I want to be that day, decide how I want to show up in the world. I really enjoy having that. I'm going to show you something I have not shown anyone else. These shoes I saw online and absolutely fell in love with. I am saving them for my wedding day, should that ever happen. But I saw them and I just could not pass it up. So let a girl manifest a little bit. These are just, are they not delicious? They are just absolutely gorgeous. I could not pass them up. One day, we'll get some good use out of these. So I've shown you my bedroom and my closet. Now let me show you my rooftop patio. So this space most of the time functions as my personal retreat. It's right off my bedroom. I sometimes come out here to work. In the evenings, I come out here and I listen to music and I have a glass of wine. We even have a projector for summer movie nights because, again, I love movies. But when I'm not out here solo, I like to entertain my friends out here. And we have this dining area that's perfect for when we grill, when we have charcuterie, some snacks, a glass of wine. We can come out here. I love these chairs, again, the texture. I love also that this doesn't feel like outdoor furniture. It feels like I brought the inside outside, and it's just a really, really great place to kind of hang out and relax in the summer. But now that I've shown you outside, let me take you down to my basement. So this is my basement. I love this area so much. My idea down here was to create sort of a speakeasy vibe. I didn't want it to be just your traditional basement that, you know, is unfinished and kind of uninspiring. I wanted to come down here and kind of have a getaway that feels a little... Look, we finally get to meet Mr. Wabash. Oh, hi, Papa. Oh my goodness. Okay, Paul, thank you. All right. Can I get back to work now? Okay. I think a lot of times we tend to forget hallways. We tend to forget the fifth wall. I didn't actually do the wallpaper. I actually hired that out to someone. I went on vacation and I came back and it was gorgeous. So sometimes it's nice to, you know, leave the work to someone else, but I'm so in love with just how impactful the pattern is. So let me show you the first space. This is what I like to call the cognac corner. I come down here sometimes and just have like a little glass of whiskey. I've been learning to play chess. You know, I've been adding to my book collection. I actually built this whole thing from scratch. It's really just like a fun space to kind of kick back, put your feet up and relax a little bit. I'm calling it the cognac corner mostly because of the coloring in the space. I saw these chairs and I really love them and kind of have just kind of played with that title by adding in some artwork and things like that, but it's really just about the color. So follow me. This is the guest room. When my friends and family come, this is where they get to retreat. It's got some great lighting, great jewelry. I think this is probably a fan favorite for most people. But the best part of this space is in here. So let me show you. Welcome to Wabash Avenue. This is my dog's private little hangout spot. He's really, really terrified of loud noises and he would always hang out in this closet. So I decided to turn it into his own little retreat. So let me show you some of my favorite parts. So here on this side is a photo that I took with him the very first week I adopted him. A brand actually created this for me and I had it framed and put into his little space. Over on this side, you'll see some handwritten notes that are actually from my UPS driver in my neighborhood. They have a really great relationship, and so he leaves him treats and he writes him these little handwritten notes. So I decided to frame a couple and put them in his space as well. So as we can see, Bash is back here hanging out in his corner. He's got food, he's got water, he's got a bed. I wanted his name to be Chicago themed, and so he is named after Wabash Avenue, and I call him Bash most of the time. I adopted Bash almost 9 years ago when he was 10 weeks old. I adopted him from Paw Chicago. I think I connect with Bash because I grew up in foster care, and so I understand the thought of, you know, finding chosen family. And he is very much my family. I love him so, so much. And he is just the light of my life, one of my best decisions for sure. And so now I'm gonna take you to my favorite room, my hangout spot, which is the movie room. So this is my movie room. I spend a lot of time down here. It's been a tradition of mine since I was a little girl. We would go to Blockbuster and rent movies on Friday night and order pizza and have snacks and kind of pile into the living room. And I've maintained that tradition as an adult. So Friday nights I come down here, I like to have movies. I have my concession area. We could use a little bit of a restock, but I keep fruit snacks at all times. They're one of my favorite snacks. I've got chips, I've got candy, we've got adult drinks, and then this is my prized possession, which is my slushie maker. I love to make slushies and watch movies as well, so I keep my glassware for that here. We've got some M&Ms. We've just basically got whatever I might be looking for in the moment. We've got a popcorn maker down here, so this space is kind of very self-contained and all you need to have a great time. So I also made sure to incorporate a large screen in here because I wanted to make sure that I could have people over and everyone could still get a good view. I love entertaining, so much so that I'm gonna take you upstairs and show you one more space where I love to entertain. So welcome to my dining room. This is kind of the heart of this level, and because it's right in the center, I really wanted it to be dramatic. So now we have this light fixture. Again, I love to use lighting as sort of the jewelry of a room, and this, less jewelry, more accessory, it just kind of tops off this space and just adds a little bit of like diva drama. You're also gonna see a lot of texture and movement in this space again with the natural stones. You get a lot of the texture from the burl wood and even in the art pieces that are in this space. I love to keep fresh flowers on hand, just kind of romanticizing your life. Single girls, sometimes you have to treat yourself. So always keep fresh flowers in my home. So this was actually gifted to me from one of my Instagram followers. She created it with a photo that I had posted on Instagram, and she made it with these little jewels. I think that this is so creative and so cool, and I had it custom framed and hung in this space because I just thought that was really neat and really kind of her to take something that I created and make something new and interesting from it. So this hangs in my dining room. All right, so you guys have hung out with me all day. I've shared my home. I hope you enjoyed it and that you saw something that inspires you. But now I'm gonna settle in with my glass of wine and relax for the evening. So thank you so much for coming, HGTV. See you later.